Hello, and welcome. It's been a while. So sorry. This is Julie, the Jewel Design, and I'm back for a moment. Hopefully for a couple videos the next week or so. We are working on a project that I sort of promised you guys on Instagram like 2 weeks ago. I am so sorry. I had a really busy week that first full week of July, and 4th of July, and we're all on vacation, but doing all this stuff, and I showed a picture of this project I have. Oh my god, and then the whole cute little reel of and no disregard to other projects. Here I'm starting another one, right? So I did a cute little reel. I did a photo, all on Instagram, and I think some of that duplicates over on Facebook, but in shorts and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this really soon. And then I got to last week, and I couldn't get my act together. I did so much that first week with holidays, the kids. I was finishing projects, ending projects, selling journals, just reels, everything under the sun. And I had cleared my plate, for last week, thinking, okay, well, what do I want to work on? And I did spend some more time with the girls, so I just didn't get very far. And then I'm like, well, darn it, I was going to do stuff. So, oh well. But I have done some little things. I did off camera, cardstocked it, and I'm going to put I'm going to make two itty bitty, tags to tuck in here. I made a little pocket here and here. So the whole point is using a piece of paper where I accidentally printed these lovely purple tattered papers from Pixie Dust Files. If I remembered, I've copied and pasted it enough times. And I accidentally printed them on everyday multi-use paper for the printer. I did not print them on my 32-pound bright white. And I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not reprinting these. As it is, I printed them 2 up per page, because I didn't think I wanted to use all that ink, because they are dark. There's very few that are light, though I love them all, so I can't complain. So I thought, well, I'll do them 2 up, and I'll do them like a 5x7 thing. And then I realized I put them on really thin paper, and I went, oh my god. And then I realized I have hordes of this one paper, and yeah. So anyway, I started with, putting it on, cardstock, thin paper, cardstock on the back, folded it over. 2 little tucks are right here, so we're going to put journal, we're going to put little tags in there. So a very hardy journal card now, right? This one I had a cinnamon flavored, like tea dyed or coffee dyed file folder that I got from handcrafted by Just Gigi. She had a set of these in her shop a while back, so I was like, oh wait, that's the right color. Smells great. So I put another one. I did some papers, and I did do a quick reel on this just Monday on my Instagram. So it was a cute little put together. So I'm finding ways to, thicken up our ordeals and use them. The question would now be to this lookbook with some ephemera in it, like how to get these in here. But this is supposed to be a how-to, and I'm rambling on. So let's get to it. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you how I try to thicken up my little 5x7s, and talk about my trial and errors, show you how I ended up doing these. So for every 2 pages, or every set of pages that came side by side, I'm using 2 of them so that I can go and get 4 pages done immediately. So the goal is to rip it, glue it on 2 sides, to help thicken up the middle. Now you can still hear it. It's still crunchy. It's still fun. And you have the fold down the middle so that you can put page after page in here of pretty decorative pages, right? These are all gorgeous. They're beautiful. Each page is a little different because I can't rip them all the same. And then what I started out with, though, was I was going to keep the middle attached, and just cut along the outside and glue it to the page and give some extra fluff on the outside, and do the same thing to the back. Problem was, to get it where I wanted, you can't fold and unfold it like the way I did it. I ended up gluing it on the outside, and so when you try to I don't like that, I want to flip it around, I get a really weird bunch right here because I didn't glue them both flat because I was afraid I was going to miss the fold. And I realized that was wrong. And then I had to try to cover up the white with both lavender and antique photo to sort of hide the fact that there's a white between the 2 pages, because I couldn't control that when I was printing them. So, yeah, but these 4 pages are really pretty. I have gaps purposely on the outside edges so that I can overly decorate these corners with extra fluff. We're going to add ribbon, we're going to add tissue and stuff, and it's going to be our middle signature. So that is going to be the middle of the book when I'm all said and done. But after that, I was like, at first I was struggling with this rougher thing, so I did the lighter version. And I was like, well, that's really not that great, you know, it's not really fancy. So I'm like, okay, thank God I'm going to do this rip-tucked ordeal on this one. So then I gave it a shot. I'm watching TV. I'm watching an old movie, Meet Joe Black. It was one of those things in the late 1990s. I've been watching a lot of old movies that I grew up with in end of high school, early college. And so I was watching Meet Joe Black, and it's an old Brad Pitt movie. And, God, what is that, 25 years now? So anyway, I was watching that, and I was sitting there on my bed, and I'm like, got my table thingy set up, and I'm trying to sit here and do this. So, thought I'd show you today my lovely Tear Effect glue down, sort of how I created this, using the packing paper that we all get in Amazon. We get it in Grove Collaboration. Anybody who says they're eco-friendly likes using this brown paper for packing instead of using bubble wrap or using the air pocket, you know, pieces that are plastic that you can't really recycle anymore. So I have rolls of this stuff, and so I figured I would use it. Now it does help thicken this up a little bit, but still sort of great in the middle, great noise. But where we're going to sew in, I'm a little worried. So that's where we may have to get, I may have to find a really pretty washi to put in here to be on the safe side. Or I have this cream ribbon. I just thought about that right now. Something I can glue down maybe really nicely. Where I zigzag maybe each end. And we maybe, I don't know which end we have to sew on, because I don't know how well this will fold. It may make it really hard to fold. I thought the ribbon would be a great way to reinforce it, but I'm a little worried about sewing the paper and finding out that it rips real easy. So we have to find some way to reinforce one of these pages in the fold, so that, you know, when I do sew it together into whatever cover I decide to cover it in, it works. So this one's a little bit of a labor of love, and we'll see how it goes. But I had to thicken these up somehow and figure out a way to use them, because I was like, well, the paper's thin. Packing paper is a little thin. And really, if it was just sitting here, it's fine if we just left it like a loose thing to look at. And maybe that's where I put my purple stretchy paper, but I think it's going to crumple the top and bottom. I don't know. We'll find a way. I always find a way. But how is everyone doing? So here's the pieces. They come like this. Normally, it's a big old roll. You have to flatten it out and straighten it out and like almost iron the darn thing. And most of them are perforated somewhere. And this set I had was pretty close to what I wanted in size. When they were perforated, I didn't have to like cut down anything. There was enough for me to rip all the way around to sort of still center this. And I'm going to have a chunk on each end. I always have a chunk down here that I rip off, which is fine, because then it just goes over to my scrap lot. I don't have enough of those, and work it through. So I thought today I just get to do one set with you. Maybe play with the middle section, but we'll see, because I'm already 8 minutes in of jibber-jabbering. So thank you for hanging out. You guys didn't bolt already. How are we all doing? Oh my gosh, right? We are sweltering. Well, not sweltering. I can't complain. We had, over the weekend, because this will be a Wednesday for you guys. So over the weekend, or up to the weekend, I don't remember which way it was. It was crazy no matter what. Oh yeah, up to and through the weekend, we had a heat wave in my part of California, but almost all of California was under advisory. Nevada was under advisory. Parts of Arizona. Few areas in Washington, but like almost all of California was under a major heat advisory. Arizona had maybe a 20-degree swing, or 30, I guess. It was like 90 in the morning and 116 in the midday. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for my brother and my niece and nephew. Okay, so what I'm doing with this one, because it is a very jagged We Are rip tool, I am getting it wet, which is a little not as easy as I'd like it to be. And I'm doing this a little bit backwards, so I know better. But I'm trying to wet it enough to where I am inching it in sections. For some reason, this is definitely wetter. I'm shocked, because the day I was doing this, I could not get it to stay wet. I think because I had a fan over my head, and I couldn't keep it wet long enough, so I had to do it in sections. So this is probably going better, haha, and over camera than I expected. I tried to do it without any water, and that's a little haphazard. Hold on. That was not as fun. And using the water has helped a little bit here, I see, so we'll take it. That's why I have some very uneven tears, not even with pattern-wise, which is beautiful anyway. It's not a big deal. But see, there you go. So once it dries, it's a little rough, but, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It gives you this. We distress it, which is a little bit of tedious work, but it gives it a really cool look, so I can't complain at all. It's the long ends that are the worst, so maybe I can measure this out real quick, do both ends, so I have less to work with. Like, let me get one of these guys. One of them, and see which one. Doesn't really matter, I think. Which one's the longest? That one's the longest, so let's get something in between. Maybe we'll do a shorter one this time. It's nice, too, that they're all different lengths. Like, they're not all the same width, so that, like, I have the variance, which makes it very cool. It's going to be probably a lookbook. I can't see it. Yeah, because this one I had a hard time on this side. This side I almost gave up on. I was like, herder. So we're going to go over here. Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, we had a huge heat advisory. So it was just brutal. But I know a lot of people was dealing with the fires or heat or one thing after another. So we're getting to this week. It's better. We were low 80s at first. I thought, okay, great. Or it was mid 80s, and then I thought, oh, it's low 80s today, and which is my Tuesday, and it's still 80 and warm in my garage, so like the fan is still on, but of course, you know, I'm like, oh, I had to leave this morning, so I'm like, oh, it means my car's in the garage. Oh, that actually worked really well. Gasp. Guys, with my good luck charms, wow. I mean, a little here and there, and we may have to do a little tear just so that I don't have anything too weird. But see, now I have this piece of paper. I got a couple of them, and you know, I have a nice pieces to make things else out of. We need to reinforce something. We got more paper to work with. Okay, so there's that. So then I just keep eyeballing it. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I'm just pick your tear that you like. Pick, if you have this paper, use it. This is definitely going to be tighter. The other ones have more swag on it. Now, I did try to fold this and think that would help maybe to do it up double, and that was too hard. So I will not do that. But, you know, we've got room. It looks like we have plenty of room for a fold. So now it's just getting top and bottom to make that work. But yeah, we had a heat advisory, so that was no fun. Yeah. Okay, well, that didn't cut me off at least. Whew. I just realized my daughter got on the tagged me, and I'm like, eek! I'm like, no, I don't need you to get in the way. Okay, hold on. There you go. Oh, sorry, guys. Ooh. There we go. My phone's already overheating. That's not good. Hold on. Gotta see. This may be a short thing. But anyway, take your or whatever tear tool you have. You decide how much of a tear. I'm going pretty dramatic, being the fact that it's purple tattered paper. I don't know where the tattered part comes from. I don't know if it's, I think tattered, I think torn. And I know that's not. Tattered, I think, has to do with the ornate nature of the design. It has to be the ornate design because, I know I've gotten tattered papers from, tattered background papers from Graphic Fairies because I made a whole kit out of him. I swear she said tattered, I think purple tattered, blue, pink, maybe a green. So it is, Pixie Dust Files. She is on Etsy. I don't know if she's anywhere else. I've been trying to tag her and I haven't really found an @ Pixie Dust Files for her. So I've just done the hashtag when I do it on Instagram, for Facebook and stuff. And as you can see, I'm struggling. I probably should be doing this the other way, but it doesn't work that way either. And I'm trying to keep it somewhat even so I don't have too much highs and lows. But that is the fun of it too. Now I'm using tweezers this time, which I didn't use last time. I didn't think to grab those, and I'm just now going, hey, that sort of works. It's definitely torn. Torn edges, torn paper. Because it's so small, it is a little harder to do. I really should have gone the other way with it. I don't think I can, and I can't line it up. It's going to be the wrong direction if I change gears all of a sudden. So we're just going to get it wet and work it. So on the other side, maybe we'll try something different. Come on. But yeah, it's been warm for us finally. I really thought it was going to be a little cooler, so I got a little warm this morning, and then I got the car, though, in the garage as soon as I could this morning from my errand this morning, and use the other car to get the last of it done so that my garage wouldn't be too hot. But 80 outside is still very warm in the garage. Eek. I love my girls, but oh man. I still have 2 more years for my high school child before she goes to college, and I have another year on top of that where I really can't clean out her room because they got to come home for holidays, and you know, no one's around, so I don't think they want them there all year. Like there's time during the, you know, Christmas break or the winter break there in between their sessions, and you know, she got to come home for summer before they decide how she's going to go back, and like, so yeah, I don't know. I'm still at least 3 years out before I can officially move into her room and make it mine, and she just has to come home and sleep to visit. And then she comes home to sleep to visit. But by the end of my second year, my room was not my room anymore. I think actually in my second year, because I moved down to an apartment, so, you know, my mother used what she needed to, and that was it. I moved home, and she's like, yeah, you're borrowing your brother's room, and, you know, you have to sleep on the couch when he's home. So I was like, what? Yeah, but that's what I got. We found a spot for me to live real fast. So I went pretty shallow, I just realized, on that end, compared to the others. So I definitely think I'm going to go a little, I don't go that tall. So it's going to help. I think we're going to come in, of course you guys can't see crap. I'm going to come down. We're going to flip this around. I think that's what I did last time too. And let's see if we can do it this way. That's what I was doing. That's what I goofed up on. That's why I'm struggling. I lined up the indent that they have here with the edge of the paper and ripped it up that way. And that's why I have such a small, like, border around it. That would be why. Duh. See, well, you helped and you weren't. I was chatting. So hopefully you're not overheating. I'm trying. I'm doing this video in between a number of, you know, things. And I'm hoping, I was like, oh, stoked, because I had no plans Thursday and Friday. You know, this Thursday and Friday, and all I want to do is craft. I have this journal. I'm working on my Christmas December daily. I want to keep working on pages with that with you guys. I've got the book stack kit, which if you follow Gail Gustinelli, you know, she did her cute little one for her daughter-in-law. She put it together, so I wanted to like get my pages together and see what we can do with mine. See if there's anything fun. I think I had a few ideas I wanted to tweak and work on, whether it's just the cover, maybe, because she didn't really, you know, her cover was already made. So yeah, see, I'm doing this, and it's really drying pretty quickly, and this is what gets me in trouble. Almost, right? It's like ripping anything else we do. But all I have to really do is reline it back up, and I have access to the rest of it. So find your tear, get some water. The paper is thin in the sense of, like, I don't know, we use 32-pound paper. It's not like we go super thick with our pages, most of us, and some just use paper copy paper. I mean, come on. We don't get that thick with our paper. And so this feels thin for these pages, but then at the same time, it's like, it's thick. It is not that easy to tear. So I will come from the bottom up, trying to do it that way. You know what? In the end, if it's sort of just imperfect, it's imperfect. Oh my gosh, right? But there you go. We've got a torn page. See? All this beautiful torn stuff. And it is a fun thing. This one actually came out pretty uniform compared to the rest. Some have, you know, divots up and in and out and ups and downs, and I tried to do it. So we'll distress it and see how it pans out, right? All right. Now I already distressed and inked all the pages themselves. I had to put this. And this is what came with this ruler, or these rulers, or another set of rulers like I had like it. This came with it to help that kind of tear. I don't remember which one it was though. So I use it for everything. I use it for all kinds of stuff. But it's definitely warm out here. All right, so then you're going to put 2 on the front and 2 on the back. And you want to sort of even that out with your highs and lows. I've rearranged these so many times I don't know which one's which anymore. I think those are the 2 I had. Okay, so decide highs and lows, where you want your lights and darks. I have it on both ends, both sides. I got 2 lights here. I've got mediums there. That's a dark. Been trying to go, I think, every other, so it's 1 light, 1 dark, if I can help it. So that way there is some mix. So we'll do that. So we'll go to light on this side, and then we'll go the darker on the back side when I flip it around. So these are already distressed. They're already inked, so that I don't have to worry about it. I do try to make sure they're fully glued down. But I'm going to fold this in half first, so I know where my middle is, so I can eyeball each page in the middle of the chaos. I definitely want to make sure that I know where my middle is, so that when I'm doing both sides, I can totally see. Because there's a lot of things going on. It's not like I ironed out the pages. There's no doing that. Well, it's paper. No. No. So let's do that. Got new Dopplers. I'm so happy. Ordered some from Shell and Clint at the Rambling Crafter. She had I don't think she had a sale. I just think she had new ones out. And so I got a couple of those because I'm just sort of tired of not having... I have my my first original one, which has my vintage photo on it always, because I do that more than anything. But we're about to get into fall, so I'm going to have orange out, and then I'm working on Christmas, and I'm working on this one, and, you know, now I'm using the pink and green all the time, so I got this one, it reminds me of Strawberry and Cream, surprisingly. It has a pinky tone, and the blonde, so that's absolutely gorgeous. This is an old one I bought from, like, Amazon, so, yeah, whatever color I use the least, I will put on this one. But I'm tired of constantly changing it out. And I bought the Elmwood. It is so pretty. It's antique-y. It reminds me of my kitchen. It's in those colors. It's a little lighter, but it has that tone. Compared to like yellow. There's a little bit of this Elmwood is absolutely gorgeous. So I have all these different ones. So I have my silver ready for the Christmas one. I've got the green and pink. I got my antique. But I got those. So that's Rambling Craft. I think it's Rambling Crafter. Shell and Clint. I'll put it down below. I don't know if she has any left, but you could at least go favorite the shop, and when Clint has the next set ready, you are good to go. So, anyway, I was so stoked about my order, and so I'm like, oh, I gotta talk about that. I'm like, oh, I love these, because, yeah, for us with arthritis and holding on to that tiny little handle sometimes is just not enough. Like, not when I'm doing this. Not when I am doing a horde of this. Now, the nice thing is, when you're doing this, if you happen to catch the backside, the uneven end of it, because I'm not trying to hold it perfectly, and like, oh, I only want to get one side of the page. Nope. I'm going for the edges, and it's a new Doppler, or a new sponge, so it's good for light stuff, but heavier stuff. This does eat up a lot of ink, so I want to make sure I'm getting it. I'm letting it go over, so if it catches the backside or the inside pages of that ripped edge, I'm okay with it. It's just more fun for the whole kit and caboodle, right? This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm creating these lovely little pages. I said I sat there watching TV one day last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess. God, it's really been, no, it can't be. A week and a half ago? Almost 2 weeks ago? I want to say about a week and a half ago. I guess it would be, it'll be 2 weeks on tomorrow, Thursday, for you guys. So yeah, I don't know. Ugh, time flies. I mean, there's the whole... when I do it, when I post it, when you see it, ugh, jeez. But anyway, I was having I think it was a Thursday, I was having a day, I was like, I want to craft, but I'm tired and busy doing something one day, and I was like, alright, I'm good. So I was like, well, I'll just sit here, I've got my bed table, and I'm watching TV, and I'm having my lunch, and doing my thing, and I can just sit here where it's quiet and cool. My room's the coolest right now in the house. Later it's a little warmer, but right now it's the coolest house in the room. So I was like, I'm sitting here in my bed. I don't care. I got a TV in my room, which years without using it. So I was like, I need to put that to good use. Can't have that be a wasted investment. Girls are in their room. I'm in mine. Why not? So I don't know. But yeah, so the weather's been hot. This week is going to be up in the 80s again. 85, 90 by Thursday and Friday. Like I said, I thought I had 2 days, tomorrow and Friday for you guys, to craft and work on all these projects, and it's supposed to be 85, 90. Warmer than it is today that I'm recording, and I'm like, crap. Sorry, I keep saying that. Bad me. That's why it's not for children. Yeah, I'm just frustrated because I wanted to be out here, which means I gotta get up at 8, grab my coffee, and come out here. Especially if I want to do any filming for you guys, I'm going to have to be out here first thing in the morning. I'm tired of sweating. And we're not even at our peak yet. We're not even at our peak. Like, it's going to be when the kids go back to school mid-August. We are going to hit 90 plus. And I'm just like, ugh. But Saturday was 95 degrees. And we went to the beach on Friday. So that was great because we were like, oh, for us, our beach, Monterey area is, it's a Bay Area. And, or sort of Bay Area. And, it was all of 60. But we got burnt. It was overcast. 60 degrees, a light breeze, but down at the beach, it was down on the beach. We were sort of secluded by a cliff, and so it was not breezy. It was muggy, and yeah, my poor chest and my little face got burnt. Like, yeah, I touched up the girls. One was covered up enough, so she was fine, but the other one, she'd been burnt the week before a little bit, so I was like, no, we're going to burn again, and I thought I had enough makeup on. Apparently I didn't. I was like, man. All right, there we go. So now we are just, it's not great to see. Once you put everything on there, you notice it a little bit more, and the lights are probably totally washing it out, but you know. All right, so you ripped it with your favorite ripper. Use your water, use your edges. Rip it however you want. If you like that look, you may want a very clean, crisp look. You still could do that. Just using the distressed edge is not bad either. Like, that's what I did originally. I used the cutter. Or, no, I used the, I started out with, like, because I couldn't do anything else. What is it? Oh, it's on there. I used the other side. I just did the standard deckled version of this one. And, you know, that's all I did on this one. You can do it with your Tim Holtz. If you just want something light, you don't want a lot. I did miss a spot right here, but I'm leaving it. I never know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You can do a very light. You can do a very light tear on these and keep it simple, or you can go elaborate like I am. You can go either way. Anything in between, there's plenty to choose from. I didn't really want to do like the up and down or the wiggle or the wave, or I liked sort of still that sort of unevenness. So, and then I just getting my glue stick. We'll see how it lasts as I'm working on it. Things come loose. I will of course just put some glitter glue on the edges where it's troublesome. But I really didn't want to go through that much glitter glue. And I did find this. I think one of the couple of videos back, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm out of my glue stick. And I realized I'm on my last, you know, this is my last one, I think. No. I found my glue, no, I have another one. I found my glue, what do you want to call it, drawer. I realized I forgot I made a drawer of glues, from glue sticks to whatever, tapes and glues. So I did find that one. Oh, yes, I found that one, and I found all the Elmers, which is okay. These aren't great. They do dry out, and they don't stick forever. But push comes to shove, and for some reason I can't get these because of the weather. You know, I've got something to work with. So, anyway, I thought this was a lot easier to work with than a bunch of glitter glue for this. Like, I don't mind using my glitter glue when I have to touch up a corner or an edge that doesn't work. But for this, I'm like, it's sort of new, so it's blue like it's supposed to be. I noticed after a while mine have a tendency, I mean, I don't know if it has to do with the garage or not, but mine goes white. It still works, but if I'm not careful, mine goes white. I've been better at trying to keep it in the house with me, especially during this heat wave. So that it isn't maybe turning white so quickly. I don't know if I just don't get the top on right. I don't know what the deal is, but ooh, that did not work. That one's a little farther off. I'm like, whoops. I am noticing because I'm not cutting, you aren't cutting straight, you may not get a perfect like alignment. So that's a little bit better. I'm like, whoop, that was a little off. Like, oh my gosh. But it's that simple. You just glue them on. Look, you have two beautiful pages, either direction. Right, and then you put them on you try to sort of, now you're not going to match them up, of course, front and back, but you're also into the same sort of in the middle centered ordeal. And you've got these gorgeous pages that you can either, you know, tack on corners. You can leave them as is. You know, we're going to find different ways, I hope, to sort of work this, but I wanted to show you guys how I had created this. I said I would. My weird tattered, rough edged, antique, royal looking pages. Messy royal, I guess. I don't know. But it's probably going to be just a pretty gorgeous purple lookbook. I do have some more coffee dyed papers coming in all different types and sizes, ledger papers, all kinds of stuff like that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I got from, I think she's under Godspeed is the name of the company on Etsy. And she had a nice little combo of different things, like you get 4 or 5 of like 5 or 6 different things. So like I have from file folder papers to ledger papers to just different things, because I'm out, and like people said, it's like, yeah, it's coffee dye. You're like, oh, it's no big deal, I can do that, but it is tedious, it is work. I don't mind doing something on occasion. Like I had a piece of parchment paper the other day that I had done some cooking or project with, and there was nothing on it, like it was clean. So I took it outside and I sprayed it. But when you do that, especially on a parchment paper, some of it sticks out. So then I got a piece of paper or paper towel. I think I got paper towel, and I blotched it and let it dry. So yeah, I was creating 2 or 3 pages of interesting material, which will be helpful for my, I'm going to use it for, in the end though, you end up going dark on dark. Isn't that funny? Even though you flip it around, you go light and dark, dark and light, you end up dark to dark, front to back. Didn't think about that, but that's okay too. Yeah, I'm going to use it as a backing to the cover of my, what's the word? Book stack. Book record, you know, your book report, book review, book list journal. Same reason what Gail was talking about was exactly why I created it. I wanted my own personal journal to record all my favorite books. That one doesn't really, almost doesn't matter. Some of these you could almost get away with upside down and you might not notice. I think I have 1 or 2 that aren't perfect, and I went, don't think they were supposed to go that way. You have to really look at the flowers to see if it's upright or right side up or upside down. Seriously, I have to really look at some of these. I'm like, I don't know what that was. I don't know. So I may have 1 or 2 upside down, but her work is gorgeous. Some of these you could even though she designed them all vertically, like this one, you could go sideways and cut it, you know, fold it down the middle. This one you could fold down the middle. They really do have, yep, you could fold, most of them that one could go down the middle. She may have turned them up on their side to make it easier to, no, because that goes this way, that goes that way. So really a lot of them, because the flowers are in the middle, you can do it down, you could fold them down the middle and go either way. So you can go, you know, horizontally or vertically with a lot of these. Which is great. And so, but they just sort of showed up on my screen vertically, so I'm printing them vertically and I'm treating them vertically. But you could make this a horizontal kit real easily. I just, like I said, I didn't, not knowing for sure what I wanted to do with it, I couldn't make myself print full pages. It's like, nope, there's a lot of ink and I'm a little worried about that right now. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We made 4 more pages, right? Using the, you know, these, all I did was shrink them down to print. For me, I print booklet style, 2 up each, 2 up per page. So I could get, I don't know, there's like 13 papers here. But that gave me, you know, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 20, 22, 24 papers, 24 pages in the journal just by itself to play with. I will add different type of coffee dyed papers to it, so I can do some ephemera, pockets and ephemera in those pages, so you have a little bit of writing space, or a little bit of writing space and or decor. Like you can add all your favorite purple things to it and make it a purple lookbook, memory keeper, what's the word? Use it to keep maybe correspondence, like add stuff to it, but just a fun little piece. I don't know. That one came out bigger than I thought. I made that one thinking it was going to be smaller, and I don't think it came out smaller. Oh no, no, yeah, it came out bigger than I expected. That one's bigger, that one's smaller, that one's medium, that one's big, so let's maybe reverse those a little bit. Sorry, I just whacked into you. So, okay, well, a little back and forth. This one's really big. This one I think was one that I really struggled with on the outside and just tore it as I went. So there we go, a little in and out on the outside rim. And then this one will definitely stick out because we want to add, I want to add things like ribbon, and I found this gold tissue. So this one will be by hand, but I feel like I want to rip a small section of it and tuck it up underneath this edge. I really want this edge to stick out like you would do with lace and whatnot, but I think with more torn pieces, I want to tear this, add ribbon, like really put some layers underneath the page on each end of this middle section, front and back. So we have all this pretty on the outside. Maybe I'll do the gold and the ribbon on the outside edge, and maybe I'll find something to decorate this inner edge. Maybe this inner edge won't really stick out because it's a lot all in the middle. Yeah, it's all in the middle. So we'll do a little decor here. We'll see what maybe I decided to strengthen the middle of these, and maybe I'll do that same decor on the inside edge here, but we'll do this messy fun thing on the inside here, or the outside, to give it again more fluff, because it doesn't have any of this pretty crazy ripped edges going on. And you just sort of find your middle and you tuck it, and then you see all these layers. This one is a little much, and I'm debating if I should try to rip that out. Because it really blocks everything else. You can't see anything else when you do that one. I don't know if I can flip that one around. I might flip that one around. Let's see. I think it blocks no matter what we do, but that's a little bit better. Maybe I moved it. There, we want it more towards the back. So you can see all these layers. And then we'll have this little bit of something where we have gold peeking out here. Right, and you open it up, but you get to that point, you'll see the ribbon and the gold, and oh, it's pretty. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that's gorgeous. I hope you love it. Another idea to how to create papers, right? How to create pages. You don't have top of the line or expensive print paper. Print it on your multi-purpose paper, whatever you have, and then find other papers. And we call it junk journaling for a reason, because we are using the things we have. Whether it's junk mail, packing paper. It's the second or third time I've used packing paper for some stuff these days, because I'm just enjoying, what we create. I think I used the packing paper to help back the pretty blue and pink, journal cards in that folio. So you just, you add all your. I found scraps. This was something I had tried to emboss. I had printed one side, glued it onto another. It was just this mesh, but it was something strong enough to help reinforce this. And I think even this is cardstock right here, because this was not. So we had to find ways to make this really stout. And, the ephemera will definitely be nice and strong as long as we get it on paper that can hold up. And, we've got these pretties are too. This was the third. This was like this last page. There's an odd number of pages. And so I think that one might have been upside down. But this is what I did. I probably would have put this on the bottom, but I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to see how they lined up, because they were side by side, so I have no clue which one went to which. Huh! I'm like, I don't know which one blends to which. I can't tell. I guess that's sort of cool then. Anyway, I got this last odd page in half again, and made journal cards out of it because there was an odd number of print jobs. I don't know. I think we have I think it's 25-page kit. So when it prints back to back, this is what you get. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. From printed pages 2 up, cut into 4s, piece of your packing paper right at the perforation. Use your rip tool of choice to get it down to the size you think you want. Fold it in half. In my case, I centered each page because keeping them attached made it a little bit of a trial and error on my behalf. Fold them, distress them, ink them, glue them together, put them in it, and then install them, put them together, and you have the beginnings of a gorgeous tattered lookbook, in my case. And I hope you will continue. I will keep you appraised as I go along, probably as we get into the new pages and we're doing some pockets. I'm just going to keep taking her pages, and I think I'm just going to keep printing them on cardstock or plain paper, and using them a layer up to create our pockets, to create our little tags, our tabs, anything. Because I know she has a set of ephemera to go with this, but it has a lot of little girls in it, which was not my personal forte. They're gorgeous girls. They're cute little girls in the purples, like she did the pinks and the blues and the greens. But I'm just going to keep using the papers. I'm just going to keep printing them in different sizes to get what I need. And, like I said, made these in half, cut them in half, fold them, trim them. We're just going to keep making things out of the pages in different sizes, and, finish up this lovely book. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. I promise there will be more videos of this, and of other things. I have 2 other journals I'm working on, and I will bring you along for the ride, and we'll talk all very soon. But if you don't follow me anywhere else, please do. The link is down below in the description with all my link trees, so you show me on Instagram, Facebook, my Group Crafters of a Jewel Design Facebook page, my Etsy shop, so on and so forth. As I got stuff going on, I'm all there, and I hope you will come and follow along with me everywhere, and hit the subscription button, the notification buttons, and the likes and comments, because we want to hear from all of you. So this is Jolene with the Jewel Design. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.